Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel. Today I'm coming to you with an FAQ video of questions that you guys have asked me since my last FAQ video. Alright, so I have a question here by Tiffany Moses, and she asks, do you know of a great product that can give me the wet look without a lot of shrinkage? What a good question. Okay, as far as the wet look, I would say you need to go with something like a gel or a custard. Right now I have in my hair the Kinky Curly Curling Custard, and this is a wet look for me, but you're gonna get shrinkage. And the reason why you're gonna have to deal with getting shrinkage versus not getting shrinkage is because our hair is textured. I mean, think about it. If our hair never shrunk up, it would be straight, right? So we have to take into consideration that our hair is naturally gonna shrink up. But I think what Tiffany is really asking is to not have it shrink up so much that it looks like she has a TWA, but just enough so that it's still textured but has some length to it. My advice would be use your gel or your custard, and you can do a couple different techniques to keep it hanging longer. You can pull your hair up into a pineapple the night after you set it to allow it to get some stretch. But while it's wet with the product, it's going to be real difficult to get it to hang longer because it's drying, and as your hair dries, it's gonna continue to shrink. So my advice to you would be try maybe some other alternative styles that don't necessarily require a wet look. I know that's not what you're asking for, but I really honestly cannot tell you of anything that I've come across, I've seen, I've learned about, research, where you can wet your hair and not get a shrunken look. Unless your hair naturally doesn't shrink that much like mine. I do have shrinkage because my hair, the front of my hair comes down to here. So I have a significant amount of shrinkage in the front and on the sides and in the back. But in comparison to how maybe someone else's hair might look with the wash and go, my hair doesn't shrink up as much. So if your hair shrinks up a lot, there's really nothing you can do. Why don't you try some braid outs and twist outs and keep them elongated by keeping them in longer, and pineappling at night, or putting a low ponytail at night to keep it stretched. This question is from Taria D'Souza, and Taria says, how should I maintain my hair in the winter? I am so happy that you've asked this question, because for most people, their winter regimens don't change at all. Some people, they do have to step it up a notch and add a couple more things in there. My suggestion would be on your wash day, if you can, add a hot oil treatment to your wash day, and maybe you can alternate with deep conditioning or do them both together. You want to make sure that you're giving your hair the added moisture that the environment, the cold air, the winter snow, is taking out of it. So you don't want to just shampoo and condition or co-wash without giving your hair a deeper moisturizing from a deep conditioner. And the hot oil treatment is just going to infuse oils to keep your scalp and hair healthy. All the vitamins and minerals and oils are so good for your hair. So that would be my first suggestion. Add that to your wash routine. As far as your moisturizing routine, you want to make sure that you're using a leave-in conditioner, you're using an oil, and you're using a moisturizer. If you have really textured hair, like for type 4 hair, then you want to use a thick moisturizer like the Shea Moisture Curl Enhancing Smoothie. And I would definitely advise you to not be afraid to moisturize more than once or twice a week. In some cases, you may even feel the need to moisturize daily, and that's okay. Don't ever feel like there's a minimum or a maximum amount of how many times you should be moisturizing. If your hair is telling you, I need to be moisturized, and you just moisturized yesterday, then you know what you need to do. You need to moisturize, and don't be self-conscious about it. Just do it. In addition to your wash routine additions and your moisturizing routine additions, you might want to also try different hairstyles. For me personally, I'm not going to be one of those people who practices what I preach, because I'm telling you right now that I love my twist outs and my braid outs even in the winter. But I do it with caution because I know how to properly moisturize and I'm not afraid to moisturize. So you can feel confident in doing your braid outs and your twist outs in the winter as long as you know how to properly moisturize and you're not suffering from dry hair. However, like I said, I do not practice what I preach. You may want to try some styles that require your hair to be tucked away, and these are considered protective stylings. So you can do roll, tuck, and pins, which are my favorite. I have tons of tutorials on them. I'll put some links in the description box for you. And roll, tuck, and pins are great because they're not really, they don't require too much of a commitment, like how if you went and got your hair braided with extensions, you probably wouldn't want to take that out every night and re-braid it, you know what I mean? But a roll, tuck, and pin, you can put it up for the day in a nice funky vintage style, and then you can take it down at night and twist your hair and moisturize. If you don't want to do roll, tuck, and pins, there's buns. Those are protective styles. You can also do different updos. Those are protective styles. And then of course, you're more than welcome to do mini twists, mini braids, like box braids, or just go and get some extensions put in, like kinky twist, weaves, braids, or put on a wig. Those are all great ways to protect your hair. But however you decide you're going to protect your hair, you still cannot forget to moisturize. It doesn't matter if you put on a wig every single day, you better moisturize that hair underneath, or else you're gonna be breaking the hair that you're struggling to protect, which is counterproductive to your goal, which is protecting your hair, right? So make sure you moisturize, and moisturize well and moisturize often. Marissa Williams asks, what are some products that can help me show my length? My hair is past my shoulders, but it never looks that way because of the shrinkage. By the time I'm done washing my hair, I'm rocking a TWA. What can I do? Girl, I know exactly what you're going through, because when I wash my hair is very shrunken, and if I let it air dry, it's even more shrunken. So I wouldn't say that there's products that you should be concerned about to help you show your length, more so your styling options. One of the things that a lot of women like to do to show their length is blow dry. I'm not an advocate of heat styling. I blow dry very seldomly, and I don't flat iron or anything like that. But if that's something that you're open to, then you can definitely blow dry your hair and style your twists, your braids, or whatever style you want to do with your hair being blow dried. Make sure you use a heat protectant, deep condition very well before you do it, and when you wash it out, make sure that you use a cooler setting if possible, and when you wash your hair out, make sure you properly moisturize and deep condition it very well. However, if you don't want to use heat styling, then my suggestion would be is set your hair in twists or braids for several days. When I wear my hair in mini twists, I usually keep my mini twists in for about 5 days before taking them down. And when I take them down, I have a really nice elongated stretch from them being straight for so long. Whereas if you twist your hair tonight and then you untwist it in the morning, you don't get the same level of stretch that you would have gotten if you kept your twists in or your braids in for a lot longer. So if you don't want to do mini twists because they are very time consuming, trust me, I know, then you can put your hair in larger twists and then pin the twists up for different funky styles. And I have a few videos on 2-strand twist pinups that I've done just so I could wear my twist in a lot longer than just overnight. So that would be my suggestion for you. I really can't recommend a product that will give you elongation, but it's more so the styling that you do. The next question is from Wakuna Baldwin Walker, and Wakuna asks, she says, I've been natural for 10 years and my hair is not as long as I think it should be. What can I do to promote growth? Well, I think that's a great question, and I think it's a question that I probably get more so than not. Like, I always get this question about growth, especially because I've been natural for 2.5 years and I've grown my hair to bra strap length. Well, it was bra strap length, but I got a trim. But anyway, I do digress. So I have grown my hair to this length in such a short period of time. What I would say to you is, and to everyone else with this question, is you first want to look at your diet. Hair growth is so directly related with your diet. more so than you know. And the more and more I research, the more and more I realize that this is true. If you are not drinking your daily amount of water, you're not hydrating your hair from the inside out. So try to get as much water in as you can. If you're not eating your fruits and vegetables, you're not giving your body the natural vitamins and the natural nutrients that it needs. The same way that your body needs certain things to function, your hair also needs those things to grow. So get your vegetables in. If you can't get your fruits and vegetables in because for whatever reason you don't remember to eat them, or you're not really enjoying eating them, or they're out of season and so you don't like the way they taste, do some green smoothies. I've been doing green smoothies for months and it's doing my body and my hair really, really good, and my skin really, really good. You also want to make sure that your diet is on point, because if you have medical conditions that are directly attributed to your lifestyle, like diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, those are diseases and illnesses that you can prevent very easily by changing the way you eat and changing how much movement you have in your day. If you add more movement and you cut out foods that are not good for you and incorporate movement, and you incorporate foods that are good for you, your body is going to change. Your health is going to improve, and when your health improves, your body improves. When your body improves, everything, every organ, every function of your body's natural being, they improve, including your hair growth. So I would say look at your diet, look at your exercise regimen, how much water you're taking in. You can start taking vitamins as well. Biotin is great for promoting hair growth, but if you're not doing everything else to keep your body together, it's not gonna matter. MSM is also good for promoting hair growth, but if you're not doing everything else, it's not gonna matter. And because your hair is always growing, except for when it's in its resting phase, you want to make sure that you're not doing anything detrimental to prevent your hair from retaining length, because your hair is growing and it can either break off, split off, or, you know, drop out in large patches. So no tight styles that cause your hair to snap off on their own. Make sure you're detangling with good slip conditioners. Make sure you're moisturizing. If you're moisturizing your hair very, very well, then it won't dry up and break off. And make sure you get your routine trims, and your styles and your styling tools are not too aggressive on your hair. For instance, a bun that you wear where you pull your hair nice and tight can cause your hairline to recede. Traction alopecia is real. If you're using styling tools like a boar bristle brush and you're using it frequently, or you're detangling your hair with a very fine tooth comb, that can ruin the hair strand and break it off and rip it up. And if you're using heat styling, we all know heat styling can be good one day and bad the next day. So you want to make sure that you keep that to a minimum, if possible, not at all. And I think that just those few things, with the focus on health and lifestyle, will help to ensure that your hair will grow and prevent it from breaking off and dropping off of your scalp unnaturally. So that was my FAQ for the month of September. I'm gonna try to do another one in October and keep this whole thing going. If you have any additional questions for me, please leave them below. You wanna visit my Facebook fan page if you're not already subscribed, because there's about 22,000 people on there who have a great time with me and with each other. And for those of you who have subscribed to my channel that are new, welcome. Thank you for tuning in with me. I appreciate your viewership. Please share my videos, and you can ask me anything. I do my best to answer every single question and make response comments to comments that aren't necessarily questions as well. I thank you so much for supporting me. I love you all, and as always, I love you for watching. Bye.